Hey everybody, welcome back to Challenged Athletes Live. My name is Bob Babbitt. Our guest today, we have Tina Hurley, our CAF athlete, and we have Rebecca Miller, from Smoothie King, the Chief Marketing Officer. Rebecca, let's start with you. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are spectacular. Oh, so take me back to connecting with CAF and what the connection means for Smoothie King.
Yeah, no, we've been a partner of CAF for about almost 3 years now, since 2018. And you're just a great partner to us, always has been. We are a global partner. So what that means is that we provide grants to athletes to help them continue to live a healthy and active lifestyle. And we also look for ways that we can support the CAF mission. Whether it's, advancing the mission or publicizing the CAF mission, however, whatever we can do to help such a great organization and such a great cause.
Why does Smoothie King appeal so much to athletes, right? Because there's a lot of options out there, but athletes seem to gravitate towards Smoothie King.
They do. We definitely have a lot of athletes coming into our stores every day. Our smoothies all have a specific purpose. So for athletes like Tina, we have the high intensity workout smoothie. It's a macro balanced and it helps you to recover after a HIIT or CrossFit workout. Someone else may be looking for, building muscle. And so we have the gladiator smoothie for them. And we also have blends to help you manage your weight, along with your wellness and vegan smoothies. So really we have a smoothie for almost any health and fitness goal that you're trying to achieve. And that's really why athletes gravitate towards Smoothie King.
I think one of my favorite moments was seeing our challenged athletes, our wheelchair basketball athletes, at the New Orleans Pelicans game in practice, and the interaction between the players, and you guys sponsor the New Orleans Pelicans. Talk a little bit about that and why that was important, because you're bringing basically two of your worlds together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not only is CAF a great partner to us, but so are the New Orleans Pelicans. And so we look for any opportunity that we can to bring the two together. So we do a skills challenge we have for the last couple of years where Pelicans players are teamed up with some of our CAF wheelchair basketball athletes. The skills challenge is just so much fun. The athletes get very competitive. Ultimately, they're only competing for a little trophy and bragging rights. But we think the best part is how quickly the Pelicans players and the CAF athletes all bond as a bunch of people who simply love basketball and a little healthy competition. This past year, Megan and Steve, CAF athletes, brought their Olympic medals. Plus you have young Pelicans players like Zion Williamson. Maybe someday he'll have an Olympic medal of his own. But for now, I think we all enjoyed seeing a gold medal up close. It was just a really, really neat experience.
I love that. And Tina, talk a little bit about your background. You were a gymnast and D1 cheerleader. When did you start feeling that there was something going on with your calves and your lower legs?
Yeah, things were pretty good until my mid-20s. I'm 36 now, so just over a decade ago, my legs started cramping, my feet started getting numb, and I just thought what most people would think, right? You need to eat more bananas, or you need new shoe inserts, or you got to stretch more. Or I'm a gymnast, so I'm running into the ground wrong. Ergonomics is off. And then over the process of years, we ended up finding it was the worst case scenario that an athlete could expect, which is sort of, a career ending as a non-adaptive athlete, diagnosis of popliteal entrapment, which means that the way I was born, my arteries and veins behind my knees are sort of trapped by the muscle that's there. And it ended up being a limb-threatening issue.
And you went through what, 13 surgeries before you finally
just
had amputated?
Yeah, so it was a really long process, as anybody with any chronic illness or, obscure rare diagnosis will come to understand. It's not really a clean cookie cutter process. So there was a lot of testing, a lot of wonderful doctors throughout the entire US, honestly. And so it took a few years for diagnosis, and it was a lot of guess and check with surgeries because there's no real clear way to take care of it. It's all surgical. So we did 3 surgeries to kind of debulk, which is taking stuff out to relieve that entrapment. And then 5 times we had to bypass the artery with vein from my body in different places. And then at some point that was just futile, and the comorbidity of the surgeries was exceeding the comorbidities of just the disability, which was not being able to run and having to stop frequently and rest. And so we started talking about quality of life improvement through amputation at that point, and had to go 3 times serial amputations higher and higher until we could get good healing because of the blood flow.
When you're going through that, what was the lowest point for you? You're an athlete, and all of a sudden you can't be an athlete.
Yeah, the identity crisis is profound. I think anyone that goes through trauma, and this is a very significant, theme that folks that are, disabled, not disabled can go through, but any big traumatic event in your life that rips your identity from you is the lowest point. I mean, because who are you? Who was I without fitness? I had been a personal trainer since I was 18. I'd studied undergraduate exercise physiology. I went on to study medicine, but did CrossFit competitively. And, this whole career of gymnastics and, cheerleading, everything was exacerbating my illness. So for about 1.5 years, I actually stayed out of the gyms because it was worsening the condition. And at that point, I had no real understanding of adaptive fitness, and nobody really knew how to work with me. And so I just wanted to avoid it a bit while I got treatment. And the isolation and the lack of ability for me to relate to a community the way I had with my friends that were athletes was really hard for me. And I got through it by simply reaching back out to that community and saying, I don't know what to do, and you don't know what to do, but let's figure it out together in a safe, positive learning environment. And with the advent of these wonderful organizations over the last 5 or 6 years, especially since the Boston Marathon bombing in the New England region, that have come up with incredible adaptive programs and education programs to train trainers, the opportunities right now and in this new movement has really given a lot of hope to folks in my position that are coming up now.
So Tina, what's your connection to Smoothie King? Were you always been a Smoothie King fan?
So I actually didn't find out about them until 2018 when I relocated from New Hampshire down into Texas to participate at the Adaptive Training Foundation. And then they were everywhere. And the places I had up in New England were, any places with smoothies were not really nutritious. They would catch you in the marketing schemes where it was tons of juice, tons of sugar, really didn't have good protein. And if it was the cheap quality. So when I got to Texas and saw Smoothie King, I was actually finishing a workout and I was like, let's just try this place. And it was incredible. And I was blown away, not just by how things tasted, but the options for what they had. Like, it wasn't just that they were promoting a healthy lifestyle. They were actually giving you specific smoothies that were helping to meet the needs of whatever your goals were. So I was just blown away by how that was different than anything I'd come across in the New England area. And then last year, earlier this year in 2020, they had launched the HitFit smoothies, which were specific to the macronutrient profile that I had actually used in CrossFit and paleo and Fit Aid, the whole brand and the base that they use. And it was incredible because I was training CrossFit. This new thing came out. It was like a meal recovery or a meal replacement / recovery drink that was basically what I was making at home sometimes, but better and tasted better. So the opportunity to be involved in their campaign and launch was really a blessing. That was through CAF as well.
So speaking of CAF, how has CAF supported you through this journey?
Yeah, so CAF, aside from being a constant source of inspiration and education to myself as part of the adaptive community, which is first and foremost, largely impactful. Talk about getting you off the couch and getting you involved in the community and reducing isolation and providing you hope. Those things are just invaluable. But they also provided me with a grant in 2019 to help me get to Power Monkey Camp, which is one of, in my opinion, the best places that folks that like CrossFit and gymnastics can go. Really anyone that likes functional fitness twice a year. It's led by subject matter experts in the field of gymnastics and CrossFit. And I've been afforded the opportunity to be part of their teaching staff for an adaptive seminar now that we teach to the international folks that attend that camp. And that was through the generous contribution of CAF so that I could get there twice that year.
Love it. And you won the Fittest Adaptive Female at the CrossFit Games.
I did.
Was CrossFit, you were into CrossFit before you lost your leg, and adapting to CrossFit again, how difficult was that? It
was challenging because I didn't have at that point a lot of knowledge about who was in the adaptive community that were like me, fixed ankle, prosthetics. I didn't know about, wheel WOD, and I didn't know about, at that point, even CAF when I became an amputee 4 years ago, because I was trying to find all these resources. So when I came into the resources and these programs that educated the coaches that I was working with, and this program Wheel WOD, and folks through, FitAid actually that I follow, Logan Aldridge, these folks that are innovating the adaptive world and talking about how it's not scaled, and there's this stigma with adaptive athletes where you're having to reduce or, scale the things that you do. And really it's just adapting it to fit your ability. And the whole concept changed, the paradigm changed in my head from feeling frustrated and, challenged about the limitations that I had. I became more motivated in watching and following these people and this community at working with the things I could do in creative ways to get to the same outcome. And it was a lot though. I mean, truly anybody that starts as an able-bodied in a certain sport and then transitions to adaptive, it's really like relearning the whole thing, because you don't have the four appendages or the spinal cord or the neuromuscular control that you had before. And so you start from square one. And so trusting in your team, trusting in the folks that you lean into as your tribe of mentors, and trusting in your own abilities and just being patient. Those were kind of my pro tips to get to the level that I ended up getting to.
I saw something that you were training with the para-bobsled program. Is that you have some inklings of potentially going to a Paralympics in bobsledding?
So I, in 2017, after I'd had the 13 surgeries and I had some secondary socioeconomic losses that really took the last bit of carpet underneath my foot. And, I just sort of reevaluated life. And I gave myself the opportunity in 2018 to only answer 2 questions that would guide and dictate what I would do with my decisions. And it was, will I regret not doing this? And does this have an opportunity to help me help somebody? And in just changing those 2 questions, I stopped living so rigidly, and it opened the opportunity to place second place at Wodapalooza CrossFit competition in Miami, get sponsors immediately after in January of 18. I mean, we're talking about 3 weeks after the paradigm changed in my head. I got a call from a scout as part of the US bobsled team that said, we're going to Europe in 2 weeks. We know it's short notice. We would love to have you. Can you be in Munich in 2 weeks? And I thought, yes, I'm going to regret not doing this. And yes, this has an opportunity to enrich me so I can help somebody else. So next thing I know, I'm in the middle of Munich, Germany, traveling to, 3 different countries, going down the Swiss Alps in a bobsled as a pilot. And I still have to pinch myself. It feels so surreal. And, then came back, and all the subsequent things that happened that year, training with the cycling team in Colorado, and then winning the CrossFit Games, and then starting a nonprofit. And all these things happened truly as the result of only a shift in my mindset. And though right now bobsled's not on my radar because I have some exciting news that limits my ability to engage in contact sports, it is something that I just truly had a passion for and really respect the sport of, and who knows what'll come in the future.
So are we talking that you might be pregnant?
It's a true, yeah, confirmed. Just made social and public this last week because I'm 8 months along and it's hard to hide at this point. But yes, so excited. I'll be welcoming a baby boy into the world December 8th.
I love that. So Rebecca, let's talk about just the athletic side of Smoothie King. When you hear Tina talk about how important it was moving from another part of the country, coming to Texas, and what are all these places? Smoothie King, and realizing that this isn't just another place that's making a milkshake. This is some place that really cares and is using the best ingredients. Talk a little about how important that is to Smoothie King.
Yeah, I mean, Tina couldn't have said it any better. When we set out on our mission to inspire people to live a healthy and active lifestyle, we knew that we had to make a change to our smoothies. And over the past several years, it's been a labor of love in getting to blending a better smoothie, because that's what athletes deserve. So like Tina said, we don't use any of the fake sugary syrups. We don't have artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. All our smoothies are gluten-free. Most importantly, many of our smoothies have 0 grams of added sugar. And that's really where, other smoothie chains will get you. Most people don't realize that most smoothie chains add a turbinado, which is sugar, to every smoothie. And so we really believe in being very transparent and everything that goes in your smoothie. We're really proud of the work that we've done. There's still a lot of work ahead of us because we can always get better. But, you know, we're just so excited. I'm so excited to hear, you know, athletes like Tina that are able to, you know, use Smoothie King on their health and fitness journey. It's music to my ears.
So Rebecca, what sports are you into?
Gosh, I grew up playing golf. So I'm not nearly as good as I used to be or want to be, but it's something I still enjoy. But yeah, golf was kind of my passion from a young age, and still enjoy it today.
So when some of your execs meet some of the CAF athletes, I'm guessing their light bulb goes on when they meet those athletes and see how special they are, like Tina. What have you found in terms of the connection between the Smoothie King employees and upper management and the foundation?
Yeah, I mean, the CAF and Smoothie King missions really perfectly align. You know, at Smoothie King, like I said, we're all about inspiring people to live a healthy and active lifestyle. And I know when I read the CAF mission, I was kind of blown away and kind of got goosebumps because there is such a strong connection between, you know, what we're setting out to do. And so I know, you know, speaking for myself as well as the rest of the senior management over here, you know, we love working with athletes like Tina. You know, being able to help them on their health and fitness journey is one thing, but hearing their stories is truly inspiring. And that's ultimately what keeps Smoothie King committed to working with an amazing organization like CAF.
Okay, so Tina, what's your go-to smoothie?
He put me on the spot.
I know I'm biased now because I was engaged in the launch earlier this year, and it's, you know, the FitAid base and the CrossFit references and just the HitFit, the smoothie that came out this year. Both of those I have overindulged in. I don't think you can overindulge. I've indulged routinely in them. Anytime I travel and I'm outside of New Hampshire, because we don't have one here, we need to get one up in the Boston area so that I can frequent that as a patron. But so the chocolate cinnamon, they have two flavors, which is one that's baseline indecisive is helpful because I don't have to choose from 100. I get to choose from 2. So the veggie mango and the chocolate cinnamon, it's a split. It's a 50-50 split because they're both delicious, and it depends on what mood I'm in for the day.
Well, next time you're in Texas, now that I know that you've got a little one on the way, you'll have to try our pre-mama. It's geared towards expecting a new mother, so it's perfect for you.
I can't wait,
and it's tasty. So
that goes without saying.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for taking time. Thanks both of you for your amazing support of Challenge Athletes Foundation. And thanks for joining me on Challenge Athletes Live. You guys are the best.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Tina. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Everybody, my name is Bob Babbitt, Challenge Athletes Live. Thanks so much for joining us. Catch us next time.